What is it with people on social media? What is it with inept geeks on social media? You try and explain to them, put it in plain, simple English. I make sure all my spelling's correct. I even give them little links to the facts. But they still refuse to listen.
Dumbass motherfucker.
Refuse. This idiot online, that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to refer him as idiot. Idiot one. Now, I said to him that Mercedes have won 16 constructors titles. He said no. He said they have only won 8. So I said, okay. When Lewis Hamilton won his first title in 2008, what was the engine inside? Doesn't matter. Different sponsors. And then I said to him, what about the Brawn? Doesn't matter. Different sponsors. So I knew at this point that this conversation is not going anywhere. So I said to him, okay, I'm going to give you a simple link. An official link of all the constructor winners from the beginning of F1 to 2021. Very simple. This is an official website, Wikipedia. I gave him the F1 website. I gave him 2 links, and he still says doesn't matter. Different sponsors, different team. I goes, yeah, but the Brawn was powered by a Mercedes engine. The engine is the F01 08W V8 motherfucking engine. Mercedes. But did he listen? No. Now, they're the idiots that I deal with online. I know it's nothing to do with the review. I know it's got nothing to do with the review. I'm just going to put it out there. Now, before I start this, my opinion video on what happened today, if you hear any wind in the background, it is my fans. I've got 2 fans on my desk, and I am sweating because it's now the spring and I am hot, so I've got my fans on. So if you hear any fan noise in the background, I am sorry. That's what I'll do. I'll put a pop filter on, make it easy for you. Here you go. Simple. Now, let's talk about Sebastian Vettel. When the F1 season started, he got COVID. So he missed the first 2 races. Okay? He missed the first 2 races of Formula 1. So, he missed Bahrain and he missed Saudi Arabia because he caught COVID. Now, he comes back today. Well, he come back on Friday. He got, overall, over the weekend, he got an hour running because the car, the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin car is in, let's just say, the Aston Martin car is doomed. That car is doomed. I had high hopes for this car at the beginning of the season, the Aston Martin. High hopes. Alright, the first season when they came into Formula 1, you don't expect them to win the Constructors' title. But maybe second year in, you think, yeah, they're going to get on top of it. They've got a good team. They've got the money behind them. They've got a good factory. They've got a second factory that they're building. Nearly, it's built now. And it's right next to, basically, it was on Silverstone. It's on the Silverstone grounds. So you think, at this point, that Aston Martin, they're going to get the shit together. Now, The Williams is not the worst team on the grid anymore. It's Aston Martin. In practice 3, they had 2 cars that went into the barrier because something happened with the steering. Now, you look at it from Vettel's point of view. Vettel missed the first 2 races. He come into this weekend, high hopes. What did he go and do? The car gets smashed up. He gets an hour running. This guy is ready to tap out. I'm sure when he goes back to his hotel tonight, wherever he's stopping, he's probably thinking, what more can I go through? Let's face it, his bad luck started in Germany in 2018 when he put his car through the wall, the Ferrari car. That's where his bad luck started, in my opinion. Now, I'm not sure if Vettel's going to continue with Aston Martin next season. I'm not sure if he's going to quit. I hope he doesn't quit. But this car is going nowhere fast. We can say now that this is the worst car on the grid. 100%. Facts, worst car on the grid. Now, let's get on to Nicholas Latifi. What did I say to you about Nicholas Latifi? Why is this jerk-off still in Formula 1? Why? This guy should not be in Formula 1. This guy is not good enough to be in Formula 3. This guy should be in the factory. Nothing wrong with factory workers, by the way. But this guy should be in factory, logging boxes in the back of a DPD van. That's where he should be. He should not be nowhere near a car. Whoever watched qualifying, did you see what happened with him and Lance Stroll? That was clearly Nicholas Latifi's fault. How many times is he going to crash that car? He crashed it in Jeddah. That's what cost Lewis Hamilton his position, and he crashed it today. You remember there's a cost cap in Formula 1, and I'm sure Williams' cost cap is going boom down the toilet. And talking about punishment, back on the Sebastian Vettel thing, the guy couldn't get it out of practice 2. So what did it on practice 1? Because his car was still being worked on. And what did he go and do? He got on his helmet saying, "We want Ukraine, save Ukraine." He went round Albert Park on his on a moped, or some geek's moped. I'm sure he asked him for the moped. And he went round there with his helmet saying, we want to save Ukraine. Absolutely amazing course. Absolutely amazing by Vettel. What did the FIA do? Under investigation. This is what I'm talking about, the FIA. Corrupt organisation. They're talking about all this shit, like I said before, re-racers won, we're all together. But as soon as Sebastian Vettel goes out with a helmet saying, we want Ukraine, starts circling around Albert Park, he might get punished for it. That is Formula 1 for you. Corrupt organisation. Corrupt. Now, onto the qualifying. We got on pole, we got Charles Leclerc. He was my pick to be on pole, by the way. It was my pick. I was up at 4 in the morning, by the way. Dedication. We know it's in Australia. We know everybody's time's messed up being in Australia. We know Australia is on the other end of the earth. It's like you might as well be in space, Australia. It's away from everybody else. But Charles Leclerc, my pick to get pole at the beginning, and they got it. Absolutely amazing by Charles Leclerc. Well deserved. My pick to win the title. Well, the constructors anyway. Ferrari are my favourite to win the constructors. And then Lewis Hamilton. Absolutely amazing getting that car into P5. Now, after the qualifying, Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton was talking about that he's got a sensor underneath the car. So Mercedes can go back to the factory, they can analyse it over the computers, and they can see how to fix the porpoising. He said today, Lewis Hamilton, when he was getting interviewed, he said that his car is slightly more heavier than George Russell's, because they've got some stuff underneath the car to keep it on the porpoising, and they're going to try and investigate and see what's happening, how they can rectify the problem. And I think they're going to anyway, because for me, okay, at the moment now, the Mercedes car, yeah, it's not really a great qualifying car. But for me, it's a decent race car. It's not the best. We know That goes to Ferrari and Red Bull. But Mercedes is a half decent race car. So we had 5th and 6th for Mercedes. That was Hamilton and Russell. Decent time today from decent positioning today for Mercedes. And that's it really. Ferrari. We got Charles Leclerc on pole. 2nd, Max Verstappen. 3rd, Perez. So Perez and Max Verstappen are just behind Charles Leclerc. So Charles Leclerc is up on his own. Sainz, I think Sainz got 9th, because to me Ferrari has got the fastest car. It's not to me, it's fact. Ferrari's got the fastest car. They got the best control car. Ferrari's got a car that you can take to any circuit and it will be good. Once you got a car that can go to any circuit and be good, street circuit, the long straights, and it's good at every circuit. Once you got a car like that and reliable, because at the moment now it's reliable, and if you can do that, that's just a recipe for world champion. For me, Ferrari is still the favourites to win the championship. I still think they're going to win the constructors. I said it at the beginning, I'm going to stick to it. Charles Leclerc, I mean, look, drivers' championship, I'm not saying nothing about that, but for constructors, for me, it's going to be Ferrari. Perez come out yesterday and said he's driving to win the championship, and that was part of his new contract. Perez said, right, when he signed his new contract, he says he wants equal car to Max Verstappen. Because he didn't have an equal car to Max Verstappen last year, he played 2nd fiddle to Max Verstappen last year. Now this year, all gloves are off. And you can see today, Perez could have got pole. It was very close. He never got it, but he was close. And he's going for the race win. He's going for a race win tomorrow. Simple. He's going for a race win, Perez. He's not going to go. He's not going to go 2nd or 3rd. He wants to win this race. He wants to win the championship, and that's what he's going for tomorrow. So people are saying, "Oh yeah, look, George Russell and Hamilton, all they're gonna battle." Nah. I think George Russell and Hamilton know their place. They know what's going on, and they're more of a good unit. A bit like Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. Very good unit, perfect teammates. To me, the best 2 teammates on the grid. They get a mano a mano. Probably joint with Mercedes. But imagine when Perez starts out qualifying Max Verstappen. He starts getting faster laps than Max Verstappen. He might win the race. And then he starts passing Max Verstappen in the points. It could happen. Because to me, Perez is better than Max Verstappen. I don't care what anybody says. Come on my stream and you can moan and moan and moan and moan as much as you want. For me, Perez is better than Max Verstappen. At the end of the day, Perez is a skilled driver. One top notch. He's up there with Lewis. He can pass you without hitting you. Max opposite. I'm just saying. Now, yeah, that's it, man. I think tomorrow is going to be a very interesting race tomorrow. People saying, even though they've altered the track, they've got all these. Look, it used to have 4 DRS zones. This weekend, when we came into this weekend, it said it had 4 DRS zones. Now there's only 3. But for me, the driver, I know he did qualify because he bashed his car up, and it weren't his fault. It was a fault with the car. For me, I reckon if he wouldn't have bashed that car, I reckon he could have been in the top 3, and that was Alonso. Alonso was amazing. He came in this weekend, high hopes with that car. He is my favourite driver on the grid. I've been saying this for years. Alonso, my favourite driver on the grid today. I am glad he's back. Everybody said he was finished. Everybody thought he was too old. Everybody said he took too long off, even though he was only out just over a year. It wasn't, and when he was out, he was actively racing, by the way. IndyCar! But anyway, look at him. The guy's in his 40s. He said, I want to go on for at least 3 years. He said, age is only a number. You're damn fucking right. He's showing all these young guys how to drive. Ocon can't get nowhere near him. Ocon must be thinking, how can I can't beat this guy? Listen, don't get me wrong here. When Ocon first come in the team and he was with Alonso, he must have marked out. He must have thought, yeah, Alonso, man. I remember I used to play with Alonso on F1 2010 game. Probably thought that when he was a kid. Now, Alonso's his teammate. But that was probably last year. This year, he wants to beat Alonso. But Alonso, the 40-odd-year-old man, is dealing with Ocon. And Ocon ain't no one, you know. Ocon is a first-class driver. And Ocon can't get nowhere near Alonso. Alonso is dealing with him. What did I say in Formula 1? The first person you're going to beat is your teammate, and that's what Alonso is doing. He's beating his teammates. And if he wouldn't have crashed the car today, in my opinion, he would have got in the top 3. But as Alonso does, he doesn't bitch, he doesn't moan, gets back on the horse and deals with it. Because he knows he's got a good car. A very, very good car. And you know what? I want him to get on the podium tomorrow. People gonna, oh, you know what? Oh, he ain't gonna get the podium. Oh. He's got the car to do it. That Alpine is amazing. And Alonso's Alpine. You know why Alonso's dealing with Ocon? I'll tell you why he's dealing with Ocon. Because 1 of his experience, 2, he's just a faster driver, and 3, he's very good at setting up the car. Just like Niki Lauda used to say, that's why Niki Lauda got the job with Ferrari. They wanted him back because he was good at setting up the car. And that's what Alonso is, and that comes with experience. Best 2 drivers on the grid for me is Alonso and Hamilton. That's it. But my favourite driver in the grid is Alonso. I don't care who hates him. I've always been a supporter of Alonso, and I want him to do well, and I'm glad he's back in Formula 1. And he's showing all the haters what said he was too old. He's shoving up right up their ass. He's saying, look at me now. You remember when you dated me? Now you love me, don't you? They're the same people on Twitter that doubted him before and said, oh, yeah, he's too old. Now they love him. I've always been on the train of Alonso, and I like him, and I love it. He's my favourite driver, not of all time. He's in my top 5 of all time. He's not my favourite driver of all time. Probably top 4 of all time. But today, the best driver for me, my favourite driver, is Alonso. And that's it, man. I hope he does well tomorrow. Shame what happened to his car. His setup was all perfect. Yeah, and that was it, man. It's a shame for him, but I'm sure Alonso's going to come back in Alonso fashion. And so, my pick tomorrow, I hope if Charles Leclerc gets through, when we go lights out the way we go tomorrow, if Alonso gets in that first corner, I mean, not Alonso, if Charles Leclerc gets in that first corner and he gets away, it's game over. Unless, obviously, there's a safety car, which is a chance of getting a safety car. Especially fucking Latifi's driving. Definitely a safety car. He's the new Roman Grosjean. Latifi is Roman Grosjean. I said it at the beginning of the season. Why is he still in Formula 1? You got all these badass drivers waiting to come to Formula 1, but they're keeping Latifi there. They could get anyone. Anybody Williams. Anybody with the money behind them could get into Williams. And what are they going to do? They're going to pick Nicholas Latifi. To me, I don't care what anybody says. This is Nicholas Latifi's last season. He's costing Williams money, and Williams ain't going to have no money left with this budget cap. But that's it, man. That's Solo P1 Sunday night. There's my subs. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Like the video. You know, like the video. Like it. Like, subscribe. The more likes I get, the more my video gets out there. It helps me, it helps you guys. The algorithm, you know how it is. This is Solo P1. See you later, guys, for the race day tomorrow and for the live timings and virtual timings tomorrow. I'm on Twitch and I'm on YouTube. If you did watch my virtual qualifying today, I got this dodgy internet, man. My internet's gone down. I'm using this wireless dongle because my internet's gone down. It's getting fixed on Monday. It's not going to get fixed now. It's getting fixed Monday. So if it keeps going on and off, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get it fixed. I'm trying to get my internet sorted. But this weekend, it might go on and off. It might not, but it might do. I'm just saying. Bear with me. I'm doing my videos as much as I can. I'm going to probably go and sleep for another hour because I was up at 4 in the morning. Didn't really sleep because I wanted to watch this. But thank guys for watching my videos. I'm going to put my other stuff on later as well. Thanks, guys. Bye.